I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
The tit, the most unassuming of bird species. The tit is from a large family of small passerine birds which mainly occur in the northern hemisphere. Members of this family are commonly referred to as tits throughout much of the English-speaking world. These birds are mainly small, stocky, woodland species. Some have crests or beards. Just like another animal, the Alba commune pine, they range from 4 to 8 inches. Many species live around human habitation and come readily for nuts or seed, and learn to take other foods. This message was presented by the DeWeather Institute for Climate Knowledge. The DeWeather Cares Knights Tits Kickball Tournament is coming this October and benefits 4 cancer-related charities. See DeWeather Center on Facebook for more information. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to race number 1 of the all-new TNT Promotions Shock Series. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to welcome you here to the Valley of the Sun and Phoenix Raceway. Race number 3 of the TNT Rock Block here on a Tuesday night. 2 fantastic races so far. James Watson, Nagisa Yoshikawa picking up race wins here this evening, and qualifying just getting underway here for the PM18s. The open dog leg here at Phoenix. This place is absolutely insane the way you run this racetrack. We'll pick up J.W. Miller here in the number 6. 18 cars scheduled to take the grid. We'll show you the best lap times for everybody as they make their way around the racetrack here. Just about approaching the halfway point in qualifications. Mike Stoughton checking in on some of the pre-show stuff here. That was literally the greatest ad I've ever seen. There's going to be a lot more of those coming from our friends at DeWeather Center. You don't want to miss some of that stuff. Connor Baldwin, you can tell he's trying not to laugh through the whole thing. We've got another one. Maybe we'll run it here at the end of the night for you as well. But some more stuff coming from the fine folks at DeWeather Center, who just so happen to be the presenting sponsor of our weather forecasts. 73 degrees, the ambient temperature, humidity at 22%. Wind's going to be out of the southwest-ish at 10 miles an hour. Track temperature only 75 degrees. Means it's going to be an absolutely perfect night for grip around this racetrack. It is going to be a lot of fun coming up here. That is for sure. This race is going to be 45 minutes in length. We are anticipating 2 pit stops. At least that's what we've heard in some of the numbers that we've seen from the testing that's gone on earlier this season. Kevin Smalley currently at the top of the charts, 24.752 seconds. the quick lap time. J.W. Miller there, he's going to jump up to the 4th position. Keep your eye here on Jason Owens, the Riley Children's Foundation Extra Life, number 87. Owens going to move himself up to the 4th position, 24.806. How about James Watson jumping up to 3rd? New quick time, top of the board, Alex Teeter, 24.666 seconds. Get you a look there at the 47, making his way down the front straightaway. No improvement on that lap, 24.85. Some new names here that we haven't seen in the TNT series, the all-oval series, prior to tonight. This is a new look for the Shock series, or what the artist formerly known as the TNT PM18 all-oval series. And the reason it's got a new name, quite frankly, is because there's a new schedule, and it includes the twisties. Tonight we run at the Phoenix Raceway with the open dogleg. Next week we head to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We follow it up in week 3 with a return to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, but this time the road course with the south end of the oval, Lucas Oil Raceway Park. How about Alton Park, the Foster's layout? That'll be a new one for the National Racing Network. The Nashville Fairgrounds, Phillip Island, Milwaukee Mile, the Charlotte Roval, Iowa Speedway, Richmond Raceway, and Worldwide Technology Raceway. Qualifications have wrapped up, and Alex Teeter will be your pole sitter for the first time here in the TNT Shock Series. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we have Alex able to talk to here as we wait for qualifications to wrap up. So let's talk to a guy. We've already talked to him twice tonight. He's going to start on the outside of the front row. Wes Shire, great lap here. The setup must have been pretty darn good here. Little bit of confidence as we head into this one here tonight.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll see. Got a good starting spot, but it doesn't really matter that much here. It should be quite a bit of passing. It's really all going to come down to pit strategy and who's in it at the end.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking here. This is a very long race, 45 minutes. Strategy, as you mentioned, there's a lot that's going to come into play here, and the dog leg is something that you can't kind of negate either.
Definitely. On the bright side, I'm up front, so I shouldn't have to really deal with that for lap 1. But yeah, we will.
You're saying there's a chance we may not make it through lap 1 unscathed, is what it sort of sounds like.
I think we'll be fine up here in the front. Somewhere a little further back, I don't know about that. We'll see.
All right, Wes, thank you very much. Good luck here tonight. Is just waiting for Kevin Smalley to get out on the grid. 18 cars will take the green flag here this evening, and let's get you the starting grid. Alex Teeter out of the Mid-South, going to be your quick lap timer. 18,000th back, Wes Shire out of New York. They will make up the front row. Row number 2 is going to have Kevin Smalley and James Watson. Dave Sparks, Simon Fell on row number 3. Ben Carswell and Jason Owens, a couple of our guest hosts here for the Pizza at the Pagoda podcast, or regular co-hosts, I should say. J.W. Miller, Ty Richter, a couple of Ezra IndyCar Series regulars. You'll see them again on Thursday night when their season opens up. Matt Galida, Stephen Thompson on row number 6. Mike McCullen and Andrew Burr on row 7. James Curtis, Mike Heinekamp on row number 8. Little bit of a surprise to see Curtis back there in the 15th position. Bill Walker and Mike McConville on row number 9. 18 cars for 45 minutes here around the ISM Raceway. This one is going to be pretty darn spectacular. And folks, as always, sit back, relax, crack open a cold one, and enjoy. It's time for the Shock Series to go green, and the start of this one's going to be all yours. Caution flag is out. We almost made it through lap number 1. They were 3, 4, and 5 wide at points. Unfortunately for Simon Fell, this may be an early exit out of this one. Take a look and see if we can see what happened here on the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Oh, Simon got a big old hip check. Actually, a couple of cars up into the outside retaining wall. Get you another look here. That may have been Ty Richter up against the outside. That black number 33 Red Bull machine. Yes, it was. Little bit of net code does a lot of damage. Both of those cars are going to be junk and, quite frankly, just about out of this race. So Alex Teeter will hold on to the early race lead ahead of Wes Shire, James Watson, Kevin Smalley, and Jason Owens. Good start for Owens. He jumps up 3 positions to now run in the 5th position. Biggest gainer so far going to be the number 23 of Andrew Burr. He's up 5 spots. Already, possibly some of the pit road games and shenanigans going on here. Bill Walker, Mike McConville, both on the pit lane. There you see the black number 19 of Bill Walker. Just back behind them, a very Meyer Shank-esque Sirius XM machine of Mike McConville. Simon Fell and Ty Richter going to have much, much longer pit stops. Seeing the comment here from Shadow Fox, hold up, open quali? Yeah, I think it's pretty darn cool. You know what? Force people to work to get the good lap. Let them play the games and get the tow and everything else here. We'll take it. Pace car is coming off the racetrack, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Once again, we're back underway. Teeter gets a fantastic restart. He'll be the leader by 2 car lengths over Wes Shire as they get to turn number 1. Watson, Smalley, and Owens all going to fall in line. Everybody heading big time down inside the dogleg. Side-by-side battles back in the pack. In fact, a big wad up of race cars here. J.W. Miller, Dave Sparks, Andrew Burr. Seeing everybody fan out. Some using the dog legs, some electing not to. You can get these cars 10, 12 wide through there pretty easily. The problem is you got to get narrowed back down for the entrance to turn number 3. Sparks able to hold on to the 8th position over Mike McCullen, but McCullen going to dive it way down to the inside. Here comes Andrew Burr outside, 3 wide towards the entry to 3. Almost making contact. McCullen has to back out of it. Left side tires down onto the apron. Great way to get that car sideways and wadded up here. We head back towards the front of the field. Good battle going on here between Alex Teeter, James Watson, and Wes Shire. Watson able to claim the inside turf on Shire. He'll hold position number 2, slides up the racetrack just a little bit. The aero push is a very real thing in these cars, as is the draft. PM18s punch a huge hole in the air, and you saw the tow Wes Shire got. That was all the help he needed to get around James Watson. Kevin Smalley just setting the fastest lap of the race at a 24.759. Back there in the 4th position. And with Watson and Shire running side by side, that's going to bring Smalley and Jason Owens up into the party. Was a 3-car fight. Now 5 cars going to battle for the race lead. The depth at the front of the field here is pretty insane. In fact, throughout the entirety of this field. Handful of B licenses, just about everybody else an A license. I ratings everywhere from 1,200 up through 3,100 for James Watson, 3,400 for J.W. Miller, Mike McConville at 3,900. This is a very, very stout field that we're seeing here. Wes Shire having a peek on Alex Teeter for the race lead. Teeter has to run a much higher line. That's going to give Shire great corner exit speed. He tucks right up in the draft. Pulls out a line, gets some clean air on the front of that number 16 Homestead Coffee Roasters. Tatu's PM18. Now Kevin Smalley going to have a look to the inside. Jason Owens going right with him. Let's count Ben Carswell in this battle for the race lead as well. The longer they stay packed up, the more cars we're going to get caught into the front of the field. Oh, Watson and Carswell almost make contact off of turn number 4. Teeter throws the big block at the front. 3 wide. Jason Owens up to the outside. He's got to back out of it. Kevin Smalley now down to the inside of Wes Shire. Here comes Ben Carswell looking up the inside of Jason Owens. Add J.W. Miller to the party. Now it's a 7-car fight for the lead. Kevin Smalley down to the inside. He'll be your new race leader. Ben Carswell going right with him. How about Ben Carswell to the inside? Thinks better of it. Tucks back in line. Couple of the Team Watson racing cars there at the back of this scrum. My goodness. Oh, man, they're making contact. Teeter and Carswell. What a save by Ben Carswell. Wes Shire all the way up against the outside of the racetrack. Almost clips the safer barrier in 3 and 4. Jason Owens is flat in no man's land here. Let's go on board with Jason Owens. Take a look at this fight. Got a peek over the shoulder here at Jason Owens as we're inside of his office. 9.5 minutes down. This racing is intense here at the front of the field. Kevin Smalley over Alex Teeter, Wes Shire, Jason Owens. They're all going to get in line. Stay right where they are. Big slide job. That was J.W. Miller on Ben Carswell. May lose the spot to James Watson. My goodness. And the more they keep doing this, the more cars they're going to bring into this, because we've got another group headed by James Curtis. This is a 4-car pack that's making up a little bit of time here on the race leaders. Not a ton, but the gap is shrinking. that would put us back to 11 cars in contention for the race lead. Teeter taking a peek down to the inside of Smalley into turn 1. Seeing our buddy Christian Jasper check it in. Yeah, this is about as close as you're going to get to one of the old school, we'll say crap wagon era IndyCar pack races. The insane thing is they're doing this at a basically almost flat racetrack. Kevin Smalley holding on to that race lead, and we're getting very close to the window where a caution flag could open up the pit window for these drivers. It would involve some fuel saving at this point, but we may be close enough that somebody could try it. 12 minutes in the books. Still a lot of time left to go here at Phoenix. Jason Owens down to the inside of Alex Teeter. This is the fight for second. Owens gets the spot clean. Teeter back to the inside. Oh, Wes Shire almost got into the back of him down the straightaway. Man, these guys are bouncing off each other like pinballs here. Owens now holds on to second. Teeter going to be fighting with Shire and Carswell. Those two will duel side by side. Carswell maybe hung out to dry a little bit here as they get down towards turn number 1, especially with Teeter running that high line. Gives Wes Shire a little bit of a tow. Man, this is a great battle between Wes Shire and Ben Carswell. The Team Watson racing cars won in on the party as well. The problem is the paint jobs are absolutely identical. I have no idea which car is which. J.W. Miller up on the outside. James Watson down to the inside. "14 minutes down. 31 to go here at ISM Raceway, or Phoenix Raceway. Kevin Smalley, Jason Owens, Alex Teeter starting to check out a little bit. But Ben Carswell, Wes Shire getting nose to tail, or at least they were nose to tail. That'll help them catch up. They're going to have to get tucked in line here. Oh, Wes Shire almost making contact with J.W. Miller. Miller having a little bit of a connection issue and basically reappeared right as Wes Shire was about to make the move. Trouble for Alex Teeter. That car was pretty slow off at turn number 1. Shire down the inside. Contact! Carswell's up into the wall. J.W. Miller right with him. Caution flag will come out. And a heartbreaker for J.W. Miller and Ben Carswell. What a tough break there. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Alex Teeter, Ben Carswell, both going for a spot too narrow for both of those race cars. And unfortunately, that's where it's going to end, buried in the outside safer barrier. J.W. Miller has to take the tow into the pits as Both his left and right front tires are gone off of that race car. Ben Carswell also has to take the tow. This now happening right at the window for a two-stop race. Kevin Smalley going to lead the field down pit road. You'll see everybody start to cycle through. Get you the pit stop time. See who's down and away quickest. New race leader off of pit road, Jason Owens. 6.88 seconds on the stop. 7.35 for Wes Shire. Kevin Smalley going to be the third one off of pit road. James Watson down and away, 7.15 seconds. James Curtis up 11 spots, 6.58 seconds. Should be 4 Cooper tires and a full tank of fuel in all of these race cars. See if we can't get a quick word in here out of the infield care center with Ben Carswell. And Ben, that is an absolute heartbreaker. That number 48 machine was pretty darn spectacular tonight.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Just went a little too crazy into that corner and didn't come out of the other side. So
the racing up front was very intense. At any point, does the thought come to mind of, I'm getting out of here. I don't want any parts of this. I just need to stay close.
It did come to mind, but then I watched James lose a draft and go flying back, so I kind of figured I'll stay up here and drive around. But
well, tough break for you tonight here, but looking forward to seeing you next week when we head up to New Hampshire.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a cleaner run through the first 40 laps.
All right, there you go. There's Ben Carswell. Yeah, he sounded a little bit frustrated at some of the racing here early in this one. So lights are out on the iRacing safety car with 26 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in this one. We're going to come back to green flag racing. Jason Owens, Wes Shire, James Watson, your top 3. James Curtis, Andrew Burr completing the top 5. McCullen, Thompson, Teeter, Sparks, and McConville, your top 10. See if Alex Teeter can work his way up through the field on this one. Good runs for James Curtis and Andrew Burr, up 11 and 9 spots respectively. Green flags back in the air. We're underway once again here at Phoenix. Owens leads the field cleanly through turn number 1. Wes Shire going to be right up there on the outside. Oh, man, Shire almost got the safer barrier. Owens had a little bit of a push off the bottom of the racetrack. Shire had to run his race car way up the track to avoid making contact. Next set of pit stops should be just past the 30-minute mark. That'll make everybody good to go for the rest of this race. Looking back through the pack here, Alex Teeter, Stephen Thompson battling side by side. Teeter not able to gain much ground here, only up to the 7th position off the restart. Wonder if there might not be a little bit of damage there. And an absolute hornet's nest back here. Kevin Smalley down 6 spots. Not sure what happened coming off of pit road. Kevin Smalley came in for the stops as the race leader. 7.93 seconds on the time of the stop for Kevin Smalley. He's now heading up Mike McConville, Bill Walker, Matt Galida, Dave Sparks. That group seems to be getting things sorted out. We'll go back to this battle. Teeter trying to work on Mike McCullen. We got to come back to the race lead because it is once again a 3-car battle, 3 wide through the dogleg. Jason Owens has it. Here comes Wes Shire right tucked up in line. James Watson, ooh, maybe made a little bit of contact with the outside safer barrier. We'll call that one a little right side romance from Watson. Already approaching the halfway point. I would say this race is going to be over quickly, but it's going to be over 45 minutes from when it started. Top 5 all single file. And holding serve from where they started this race. Oh, caution is out. We've got trouble towards the back of the pack. Looks like Stephen Thompson going to be involved. Also, Mike McCullen involved in this one. McCullen missing the rear wing. Thompson has to take the tow back into the pits. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened here. Thompson turns on the air raid sirens. Big contact. McCullen hard into the outside wall. Basically only took the rear wing off. That's a little bit of a surprise. Much bigger contact for Stephen Thompson. Maybe a little bit ill-timed here. Trying to make the big dive into turn 1. Once again, a lot of net code involved there. Thompson knocks the left-hand side of that race car off, and he has to take the tow back in to the pit area. Mike McCullen making his way down for repairs. Now with another caution flag, you have to wonder how this may play out the strategy game here. Could somebody try to make this the rest of the way? And if there's anybody that's going to do it, it's going to be that car. Kevin Smalley making his way down the pit road, that gray and orange number 17. He's won plenty of PM18 Oval Series races on pit stop strategy and fuel conservation. If not the best, one of the best in oval racing fuel conservation is Kevin Smalley. He's down and away. He'll restart in the 7th position, 4.28 seconds on the pit stop. Unfortunately, our pitch strategy graphics not playing nicely with us here tonight, but we can give you the rundown on the math anyway here. Everybody from first place Jason Owen through 6th place Dave Sparks staying out on the racetrack. They last stopped at lap number 32. Kevin Smalley leading the group of cars that are in the pit area at lap number 44. That extends all the way back to 11th place running Matt Galida. Everybody else is on the pit lane and or out of this race. Mike Heinekamp, Mike McCullen, Stephen Thompson, Simon Fell, Ty Richter, Ben Carswell, and J.W. Miller. Absolute heartbreakers for Carswell and J.W. Miller. Actually, Simon Fell getting back into his race car. He'll be able to pick up a handful of spots here as Simon makes his way back out onto the racetrack. So check into the comments. Let us know what you think here. Who's your pick to win this evening as we are just past the halfway point? As always, super chats are greatly appreciated. Oh, Jason Owens going to come down pit road as is James Curtis. Oh, buddy, the strategy games are a-playing now. That will reset the front of the field. Basically, Jason Owens is going to have to save, I don't know, maybe 2.5 minutes of fuel, maybe 3 minutes of fuel. This is going to get interesting. Yeah, Christian checking in. Fuel be damned. Old tires versus new tires are a world of difference here. That's very, very true. Green flag's back out. What do you think, fans? Let's do it one more time here. You go ahead and crank it up. Alex Teeter battling with James Watson for the runner-up position. Wes Shire holding on to the race lead, and he has a 3/4, now almost 1 second gap over this battle for second. They can make that up in a big-time hurry, though. The interesting one here is Kevin Smalley. He's all the way back up to the 4th position. He could be sitting in the catbird seat later on in this race. I think he's going to have to stop again. We're still about 1 minute and 45 seconds away from a theoretical final pit window opening. What we don't know, however, was how much fuel they had left when they got to that 15-minute window. That's going to be the very interesting part of this. Our lap counter says there are 40 laps to go right now. Obviously, that will change significantly with any additional caution flags that may fly. As we get one right there, yellow flag is out once again. Taking a look to see who that may have been. Don't see anybody that crashed. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, big contact. Ty Richter and Ben Carswell going for the loop. Both of those cars damaged in earlier incidents. Making contact way down against the inside of the racetrack. But with that being basically free territory, that will bring out the yellow flag, and that'll bring your race leaders down pit road. Wes Shire, James Watson, Alex Teeter, Bill Walker, Dave Sparks. They're now in the window, and they should, the operative word there, should, be good to go here. Shire hits his marks cleanly in the Homestead Coffee Roasters, number 16. Shire down and away. Very quick stop for Wes Shire. 5 seconds flat, the time of the stop for Shire. James Watson, 7.2. 8 seconds, 7.05 for Alex Teeter. So again, another reshuffling of the order here. At the front of the field, Kevin Smalley, Andrew Burr, and Matt Galida. Those cars stopping at lap number 44. James Curtis and Jason Owens, who stopped at lap number 46. That is your top 5 running order. Wes Shire, James Watson, Alex Teeter, Bill Walker, Mike McConville, Dave Sparks, all going to be to the good side of the fuel windows now. See if we can't sneak a very quick word in here with James Watson. James, what are your thoughts here as we work under the caution flag? You should be good to go on fuel the rest of the way now, correct?
Yep, that is correct. Now it just goes to how much I can salvage and how fast I can get back to the front.
Yeah, that's going to be the big story here because Kevin Smalley can possibly make it, maybe. Andrew Burr, Matt Galida. The cars that stopped at lap 44 and 46, do you think they're going to be able to stretch this the rest of the way, or do they need a lot more caution help?
I think they should be good to go. I think it's all going to be hashed out on the track right here.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, good luck the rest of the way here. Hopefully we're talking to you again at the end of the show.
Here's helping.
So there you go. James Watson thinks that everybody now should be good on fuel. Certainly going to make this one interesting as we are down inside of 13 minutes remaining. Checking in the comments here, Christian Jasper said, I bet the whole field going to come in for tires and fuel. Well, no, they didn't. That's the interesting thing here. Mike McCullen says it looked like it knocked the wing off, but the thing was undrivable. Wheel went vertical. That is a tough break there, Mr. McCullen. Green flag back in the air. We are racing once again. 12 minutes to go here at Phoenix. Kevin Smalley going to lead them down into turn number 1. And the circular insanity ready to get kicked off now. Especially if everybody's going to be good on fuel. James Curtis holding on to the 4th spot over Jason Owens. These cars are fast, but you're going to have to work to... Oh, big up into the outside wall goes Matt Galida. Huge hit into the outside safer barrier, and that will put us under caution. Take a look at the Hot Shoe Raceware Instant Replay. Keep your eye on 3rd place running Matt Galida. That car just pushed hard into the outside wall. Almost looked like something broke on the front end of it. Tough break for our Canadian friend, Matt Galida. Now this is going to have everybody good on fuel. Let's see, we'll sneak a word in here with race leader Kevin Smalley. And hey, Kevin, I would imagine the fuel strategy call to stop at lap 44, maybe a bit of a gamble at the time. Now starting to look pretty brilliant.
I wouldn't even call it a gamble. I screwed up and got a penalty, so I was the back of the field, so I figured why not? And I thought I'd be able to make it, frankly, even with no more cautions. And, yeah, everybody else seems to think they were short on fuel. I thought I could have made it. Sounds like I would have been wrong because everybody else is using a calculator and I'm using my head. But we got one caution and then an insurance one on top, so... fuel shouldn't be an issue for anybody. Maybe if somebody's really off strategy, but if they haven't taken care of it by now, they probably making some big mistakes.
Yeah, at some point here, does the question of new tires become worthwhile if we get a late race caution here?
Yeah, so I only changed my tires on my first stop, and because I fueled it, was my tire wear is reset. But I would not feel in tire wear that bad. Now I haven't actually put on a race distance or a full tank distance, but we had 3/4 of a tank on that first run, and it was driving fine. So I say that now. I'll use it as an excuse later if I don't win this thing.
Yes, that's absolutely the way you do things. All right, Kevin, thank you very much here. I think we're going to get the one to go here, so we'll let you back into the cockpit. And yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, inside of 10 minutes remaining. In fact, just a few seconds away from inside of 9 minutes remaining here. Our math says about 23 laps to go. This is the comment from Christian. This is what really makes me think this. She'll drive fine later in the stint, but once you get some new boots on and go against some old boots, oh boy. Yes, sir. That is exactly what my thought process is here, too. Especially if you're towards the back of the pack. Mike McConville, he stopped at lap 59, made the full stop. So he's going to have those new sneakers on. And you're talking 15 lap fresher tires than almost everybody in front of you. That is a huge game changer there. Let's run you down through the field here as the field gets the one to go signal. Kevin Smalley will be your race leader over Andrew Burr, who runs in the second position. Both Burr and James Curtis running in third, up 12 spots from where they started this race. Jason Owens running in the fourth position. He's led. He's been near the front. First of the cars that stopped second car that stopped at lap 46. James Curtis did also. First car to stop at lap 53 is Wes Shire. He's going to line up just ahead of James Watson and Alex Teeter. Nice run for Bill Walker here tonight in the 19 on the lead lap in the 8th position. There's Mike McConville in the Meyer Shank Sirius XM number 06. Dave Sparks also on the lead lap. That car running in the 10th position. Pace car is in. Kevin Smalley going to lead the field off of turn number 4. It's shootout time in the desert. Great flags in the air. We're underway. James Curtis left a huge gap back to Burr. That's going to let Jason Owens down to the inside. Wes Shire going to come right with him off the exit at 2. James Watson wants a piece of this action as well. And this is a timed race. So if we get a handful of laps in and then another caution, that very well could be the end of the race. Andrew Burr looking to the outside of Kevin Smalley. New race leader. Great run, Andrew Burr. Jason Owens has to peel off of Kevin Smalley through the dogleg. He's going to peek up back to the outside. Smalley starts to slide up the racetrack. Oh, man, what a save by Kevin Smalley. That's going to stack the whole field up. They're banging wheels with James Curtis. 3 wide down the front straightaway. Oh, and the race leader's going to spin. Huge wreck in turn 1. James Curtis is involved, as is Andrew Burr. Oh, what a heartbreaker for Andrew Burr. Get you a look at the replay. Burr slides it sideways. Curtis had nowhere to go. Teeter, oh man, he took a huge hit as well. That was Ty Richter that absolutely drilled Alex Teeter on that incident. Teeter hard on the binder, spins it down to the inside, may have made a little bit of contact, and Ty Richter tears the left front corner off of that race car. And we've got a driver's meeting, turn 1. Kevin Smalley making his way down the pit road. This is okay, Christian Jasper, here's your race-winning call. If Kevin Smalley takes the tires here, you wonder what if the conversation we had on the pit strategy to take tires is going to come into play here. We're down to 7 cars on the lead lap. Kevin Smalley is going to have a fresh pair of booties on that number 17 machine. As he gets ready and comes off a pit road, let's check in with race leader Jason Owens here. Jason, any thought to coming down pit road there and taking fresh tires?
No, none at all. I got tires when I knew that I was going to be good to the end on fuel, and that was going to be my last tires. We haven't had a ton of green flag running since then. I'm just going to need at least a couple new pair of shorts after those last 2 laps. I thought Kevin was going to wash up. We kept it clean, and then, man, I feel so bad for James Curtis because he had nowhere to go there. That was all in my rearview mirror. So I hate it, but we're going to go hopefully put on a show. I think that first 15 laps, first 15 minutes was maybe some of the best racing I've ever seen out of the cockpit of this car on iRacing.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And quite frankly, it's only going to get better here as we get ready to finish this thing up. Any secret sauce you want to spill the beans on here for the restart with like 2 minutes to go?
I'm just going to try not to Colton Herta this thing. Like, I'm going to hopefully nobody behind me is actually listening to the broadcast, because I'm going to call out my start here. I'm going to make my call. I'm going to go with the second bottle of wine in the turn 4 wines and try and roll the dice and make sure that second bottle is lucky for me.
That's spectacular. We'll see if anybody was paying attention here, and if Christian Jasper is rapidly texting Wes Shire behind you. All right, Jason, good luck the rest of the way here, bud. This one's going to be fun over the last couple of minutes.
Yep, I hope so. Let's put on a good finish for you guys. Thanks.
There you go. There's Jason Owens calling his shot. How about that? And, man, this is going to be exciting. Jason Owens, Wes Shire, James Watson. There you see your top 3. Bill Walker going to restart in 4th. What a great run for Walker. Same with Mike McConville. Both of those drivers up 13 spots from where they restarted this race. Dave Sparks, one of the new guys to the TNT series, in the 00. He's going to restart 6th. And Kevin Smalley on a fresh pair of ballet slippers. See how good they're going to be here. See if Jason Owens makes a liar out of us. Brings the field down slow. Very slow. Guns it right where he called it. He opens up a little bit of a gap on Wes Shire. Call it 5 car lengths as they get to turn 1, but that lead is not going to last. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. We're seeing 4 to go here on the stopwatches. Tell you what, though, it was a great start at the front. James Watson, Wes Shire, Jason Owens all getting away. Here's Watson looking to the outside of Shire off of 4. What a move by James Watson. He's going to try to go 2 for 2 on the night. Not entered in the Bolt race, the last one we covered, but he's already got a win in the V Series. Oh, and the caution is out. Oh, no. Caution is out once again. And that may be the end of it. Oh, and a heartbreaker for Bill Walker. Get you a look at the replay here. The Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. That number 19 got a little tail happy. Oh, man, almost took out a couple of good cars. And that's the reason for the caution flag as he comes to a stop on the racing surface. Little self-spin. But that may be all she wrote as we are down to 15 seconds remaining. Jason Owens, James Watson, Wes Shire will be your top 3 finishers this evening as time will expire here on lap number 72 and under the caution flag. Across the start-finish line here, and well, I thought we would see checkered flags. may have been the one to go signal that time by here, but yeah, there we go, yeah. White flag that time by, it'll be a checkered flag next time they come around, and Jason Owens going to claim the win here in the TNT Shock Series. First winner in the Shock Series will be Jason Owens. Lot to talk about after this race. James Watson has to be absolutely gutted. Made a great outside pass, and he was closing quickly on Jason Owens. Field will come across the start-finish line this time by, and Jason Owens picks up the first checkered flag in the TNT Shock Series here at Phoenix Raceway. Show you your race results here. These gaps coming under the caution flag. Jason Owens, James Watson, Wes Shire will stand on the podium this evening. Mike McConville, Kevin Smalley rounding out your top 5. Dave Sparks, Bill Walker, Mike Heinekamp, Andrew Burr, and James Curtis complete the top 10. Only 7 cars remaining on the lead lap at the end of this one. Alex Teeter, Simon Fell, Matt Galida, J.W. Miller, and Ty Richter back through 15th. Mike McCullen, Stephen Thompson, and Ben Carswell will round out your field. Jason Owens burning them down on the back straightaway, and he will come around and park that thing in victory lane here on the front straightaway. James Watson, Wes Shire, also your podium finishers. We'll get the replays queued up here and ready to roll. And we will start off our conversation here with Wes Shire. Excuse me. Start off our conversations with Wes Shire, your third place finisher here this evening. I'll tell you what, Wes, couple of podiums tonight, not a bad way to kick off the TNT season.
And not bad, but would have been nice to finish under green. I was looking to set those guys up. I knew we were going to have one at the line if it had stayed green, so it is what it is. But yeah, overall pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you know what? James made a fantastic pass on you on the outside. Was that almost a little bit of, ooh, now I got 2 to draft off of?
A little bit of that. The plan was basically set him up and go 3 wide to the line out of 4 on the last lap. But that didn't happen. So would have been fun, would have been nice, but can't win them all.
I'll tell you what, it was a fantastic show you guys put on. Jason mentioned during the broadcast that those first 15 minutes were some of the most insane racing he's ever seen on the iRacing platform. What was it like from your driver's seat?
Constant 2 and 3 wides, one that almost felt like it was about 4 wide. That was just a ton of fun.
I have a feeling that's a word we're going to be hearing a lot from you, James, and Jason here. Congratulations once again on the podium. Make sure you get the plugs and thank yous in here before we let you go, too.
Oh, yeah. As always, got to thank you for broadcasting. Got to thank Jason for putting all this together. Quick shout out to my other life. Not Tuesday nights. I'm still in tonight mode. Friday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I got a little live D&D, Tales from Rukon on YouTube. I got a really good group, and we're having some really fun sessions. Bunch of nerds role-playing, throwing some dice, drinking some booze, all the good stuff. And, of course, got to thank Homestead Coffee, the unofficial sponsor of my life. Without Homestead every morning, I can tell you I would not be functional.
Yes, I will say this. Fantastic show you guys have going on Friday nights there with Tales from Rukon. So very neat content. I'm not a D&D guy, but the storytelling is pretty fantastic. So good work on that one. Congratulations on a couple of podiums here tonight. We're looking forward to talking to you again next week.
Yeah, thanks. Hoping to talk to you a little more next week.
Let's pick up our runner-up finisher here this evening, James Watson. And what's going through your head right now? You made a great pass on Wes to the outside. I would imagine that was all set up. You were closing big time on Jason there, too.
Oh, I am gutted. If that caution would have come just a few seconds later, I really think I would have been able to get Jason. I had the run, I had the speed. Jason said it takes a couple laps for his tires to come in. I probably would have been able to get to the outside. I'm just so gutted, man. I was this close to being the first person to win multiple races in a single rock block night, man. That's heart-wrenching.
Well, I tell you what, it's not a bad night. You're the first ever winner in the TNT Free V Series, and you're going to come home with a fantastic points night, which is all important here with how deep this field is. Great early start to the season in the Shock PM18 Series as well.
Yeah. With the amount of killers that are in this series, if I want to be a series contender and make a bigger jump to a higher point spot than top 5 last season, I gotta have runs like this. And New Phoenix has always been one of my worst tracks, so to get second and nearly steal the win, that's huge. That's really good improvement for me, and I'm really happy that I can start to see some improvement from myself. I was worried I'd stuck forever and always.
Well, like we said, it was a great run for you here. Let's make sure we get the sponsor plugs and thank yous taken care of here, too.
Yes, sir. Gotta always thank you and NRN for helping me out. Gotta thank Rocket Racing if you want some badass truck sets. Go to Rocket Racing Setups. Use code Watson15 for 15% off at checkout. I gotta thank ZAS Designs for doing my paint schemes. Martin Sports. Buy their awesome gloves at marksports906.com and MTWR Landscaping.
All right, bud. Well, once again, congratulations. Looking forward to talking to you more next week. And let's bring in our race winner tonight, Mr. Jason Owens. You talked about needing a couple of pair of shorts. Did you hear the Jaws theme coming there on that last restart? Seemed like James had a very big run coming for you.
He had a huge run, and it was going to be work for me to hold him off. My set really needed the tires to come in on that third lap for the mechanical grip. I needed to flat 3 and 4, and I knew lap 2 was going to be the challenge, which is why I needed that giant jump off the green flag. Had just enough in the bag and in the tank to get it done, and great racing from James and Wes and Kevin. I think Kevin took a cone on the nose in that last run and just kind of fell back a little bit, but had some new guys out here that ran really well. Got to give it up for Andrew Burr. He had some great running, just a little unfortunate spin there. James Curtis as well, all the way down the field. We had some great running. Also, I think we can clean up a little bit of the cautions, and we'll be back next week at oh man, I just realized New Hampshire is the scene of the most disaster race from TNT of all time. Well, except for North Wilkesboro, but I'm really excited we got this series off the ground. I hope all 3 races tonight had some good eyes on, and I think we put on some really good racing across all 3 disciplines and all 3 series.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch tonight. The V race was unreal. That was absolutely spectacular. The Bolt race was very good. We just happened to have one guy kind of run away with it at the front, but that one was pretty darn good. And like you said earlier, the first 15 minutes of this race was about some of the best iRacing I've ever seen.
It's without a doubt the best. Like, I've had like one other driver, maybe two other drivers that have gone toe-to-toe like that for that kind of length of time. But there were, 6, 7 drivers at times in that lead pack, dicing it up, giving each other room, and absolutely nailing our lines and giving each other a bunch of respect and room, and it was just great racing. I can't wait to go back and rewatch the broadcast.
Yeah, that one was fun, and we really didn't have much we could look away from. There was great battles throughout the field, quite frankly, but you couldn't take your eyes off the front 7 waiting for you guys to wad them up at some point. And quite frankly, it didn't happen. That was the neat part. I mean, there was a little bit of a mistake, took a couple of cars out, but all in all, the racing was really, really good up front, too. So congratulations once again. Let's make sure we get the sponsor plugs in, because that is a very good-looking race car you got out there.
Well, thanks. We'll go with the car sponsors first. Obviously, Riley Children's Hospital here. We got Sunset Arctic Games, Dakota DeMeg. He's my car paint artist. Does a great job. I hope it looked as good under the lights out there in Phoenix as it does in my mind. And just remember, everybody has a local Children's Miracle Network hospital, especially these days. Pediatric cases with COVID-19 are up, and here in Indianapolis, it's Riley Children's, but all the CM&H hospitals, they don't, they let any kid that's sick and needs help, come and get treatment, thanks to efforts like Extra Life for Kids. So, please consider donating either to my page, if not mine. Find your local children's hospital, make a donation, and hopefully I get to bang on that sponsor drum a few more times from this part of the broadcast.
Yes, something tells me we'll see you in victory lane at least once more this season. So congratulations on picking up the first win in Shock Series history, and looking forward to talking to you more next week.
Right on. Thanks, Chris. Take it easy.
All right, buddy. There you go. That's Jason Owens, your race winner. And with that, I can't believe it. Already time to wrap up the rock block. 3.5 hours of broadcast excellence tonight on the National Racing Network. 3 big first-time winners for the TNT Series. James Watson getting the win in the Free V Series. Nagisa Yoshikawa picking up the first win in the history of the Bolt Series. And Jason Owens takes the win in the Shock Series. With that, we're getting out of here. Tomorrow night on the High Side Hustle, Tuscarora 50 winner Logan Wagner joins Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright and all the shenanigans that comes with a Wednesday night here on the High Side Hustle. Thursday night, the doubleheader is going to be back. The Grid Rival Ezra IndyCar Series, followed up by the iRacing Indy Pro 2000 Official Series. Whole lot of action coming up here. Friday night, we'll have real-world racing action from the Linda Speedway, Jonestown, Pennsylvania. A lot of stuff coming up this week. You don't want to miss any of it. Check us out on all the socials. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, at National Racing Network. You can also tweet us at the NRN TV. With that, we're getting out of here. We will talk to you all soon. For camera design and associate producer Connor Baldwin, my name is Chris Graham. Have a great night, everybody. We will talk to you soon.